Hello and welcome. We are back with more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We are in investigation day 2, I believe, of the fourth case of game number 2 in the trilogy. A case that is beloved by many for good reason. March 22nd, 5:24 p.m. Wright and Co. Law Offices. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! There, Pearls. I can't take it anymore. Ah! Look, it'll be all right. Everything may still work out. Hmm? The condition was that we had to get a not guilty. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word. Hasn't hurt Maya. He won't because Mr. Entgard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Cheer up. We don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going. You're right. Mystic Maya is in much more pain than I am. Yes, that's right. So...
Hey, you guys, glad I caught you, pal.
Mr. Scruffy Detective? Oh boy. Looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearls' book now.
It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now, and, I came to talk to you, pal.
But we're kind of busy right now. Let's talk. You stupid six-year-old emotion. Jeez. You need to be a emotionless automaton. You have to be calm and cool and collected when, you know, the only family you have left now is kidnapped for unknown and nefarious means. All right, anyway. My volume is too low compared to... Oh, okay. Let me move that a little bit closer here. All right. Is that a little bit better? I think so, because the audio levels on OBS seem to be doing pretty well. How about that? Okay. I will do my best to speak up. The future. So, what are you going to do from now on?
What do you mean, pal?
Well, you've been fired, right? So, you have a new job lined up yet?
Oh, that, what am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming in at all until my next payday.
What are you talking about? You don't have another payday.
I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal.
Say what?
You'll be searching for things that prove Mr. Engard's innocence all day, right?
Well, yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all.
Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. Okay. By the way, what's your best dish?
Instant noodles, pal.
Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? Edgeworth.
That was the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like that. He didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself.
He said that? That's horrible.
But because of him doing that, we got the truth, finally.
The truth. Sanders' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange. I think your voice is still too low. That's weird. I wonder why it's so off. Let me see. I'll adjust that down a little bit further. Okay. There we go. I'm a little bit higher now, but yeah, it's not quite at its usual peak. I'm not sure why. Okay. I turned the game volume down a little bit. We'll see if that helps. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself, but I still think there's something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing.
You mean about that thing, pal?
Why would she want to... No, I mean, almost need to frame Mr. Engard. I couldn't figure that out from anything she said all day.
Then you're saying that testimony was a lie?
Not a lie per se. It just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Or that's what Edgeworth would like us to believe.
That's such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that.
Francisca von Karma. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Wasn't she shot this morning? Yeah, let's talk about Francisca.
Miss von Karma was shot today on the way to trial by a pistol, pal.
But she's gonna be fine, right? I mean, Edgeworth says she was in stable condition, but...
Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay and still hanging in there. They should be done taking the bullet out. She's probably resting at the hospital.
Which one?
What? Are you gonna visit her, pal?
No, well, I was kind of thinking about it.
Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't you? She looked like she was being tortured to death not being able to go to the trial today. So maybe it'd be good for you if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick.
No, I'm definitely not going. Well, let's see. The name of the hospital. Oh, yeah, the Hottie Clinic. What? The Hottie Clinic? Phoenix just likes being whipped. Hey, you know, who am I to judge, right? His proclivities, things he gets up to. All right. The Hottie Clinic. That's a blast from 2 cases ago. It even sends a chill down my spine. Well, I guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, my attorney's badge. Look, it's my attorney's badge.
Oh, it's a little tarnished, don't you think, pal? Don't worry, I'll make it all sparkly shiny again.
I'm really touched. Our new employee, Mr. Gumshoe. Okay. Well, I think that's all. So, see ya, new junior partner of the Phoenix Wright law offices. Let's go to the Hottie Clinic, March 22nd. Hottie Clinic, reception. Never thought I'd ever come back to this place. Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? Hi. Wait a second. You're... Yes, Director. Director Hottie. Oh. Why are you still here? Yes, what is it? Oh, can I help you? You can tell me. Yeah.
Director Hottie.
Oh. Edgeworth? Oh. Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Oh, you're the man from this morning. Yes, what is it? Director Francisca. How is Francisca von Karma? You don't need to worry. Yeah, she's in good hands. As you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes. Yes, and that thing, that surgery, well, you have my gratitude. Looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret. You look so pitiful. Absolutely terrified. Oh, yes. But I understand. Yes, her opponent was a gun after all. Uh-huh. When I snuck up on her real secret-like, she would scream real loud. Yes. I see. She's definitely not in the bathtub with one less kidney. Yeah. She's really cute, too. What I do that, she'd whip me with her whip, uh-huh. Boy, did I cry like a baby. Yes, but I think I could get used to it. Whoa! Go back to your room. You're so mean. Oh, so mean, my frisky Friska. That's good. Ah! Okay, okay. Oh, yes. It's time for my IV drops. Oh, yes. And what are these tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I knew I shouldn't come here. The shooting. I was shot in front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning. But that would have been too much for you. There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding, one has to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action, given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. But by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and that irresponsible deal you made. Huh? I think I know what deal he's referring to. Yep. Miss Von Karma. You made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. Engard, you told Miss Andrews to not testify in court today. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof that I made such a deal? You're denying it? It looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix. If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over. All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime? That isn't my problem. Whether she tampered with the evidence or not, I've only one objective: to find Engard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Justifies the means. Miss Von Karma, Adrian Andrews believed you when you said if you don't tell the truth what really happened, then Engard will be found guilty. And what does that have to do with me? Because of that, she's now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end. That still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person, that's all. But you had to know she was... Ow! I think visiting hours here are about over. So if you'll excuse me. What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? Oh yeah, because she thinks I have the advantage. Let's talk to you, today's trial. What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted, but to go that far? But she wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, Wright. The courtroom is a garden of judgment. I am putting myself on the line, and I stand in there. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry at court today. That's rare for you. That's right. The card, yeah. Yeah, he was upset about the card. He said, I can't believe you hid this from me. So what is this? Card. What in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, Wright. This is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. Special investigations teams existed for a number of years, but few know of it. I understand. Their task is to find the owner of this car, a man called Shelley the Killer. Just as his name states, he is a killer, an assassin, the best at that. An assassin? Okay. Picture card was placed next to the victim at the time of the murder. Miss Andrews was killed. So we got that as evidence officially now. Good. So who is this Shelley the Killer? The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins. Long-standing? The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Kelly is the professional name of the third heir to the killer name. So because his professional name is Shelley, he leaves cards with a shell on them? He has a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victims. Why would he do something like that? We think it is a part of his duty to his own clients. His duty? If he leaves a card, then his client can be assured it was he who killed the victim. It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients. See, the killer values the trust in his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. I guess that even honorable assassin. So you think this assassin, you think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it. Wouldn't you agree? Really the killer, huh? Maya's situation. I noticed something at the trial today. You were behaving in a very strange manner. Is something the matter? He already knows. I guess I should just tell him. Maya, she's been kidnapped.
Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want?
An acquittal.
I see.
I had no idea.
Really? I really got the impression that you knew.
I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow.
Really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to... Stop trying to console me, Edgeworth. I don't need your pity.
Mr. Nick? There's no way you can find her. We don't even have a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. It's the only way. Right. Listen, you need to know something. Juan Carita was killed by Shelley the Killer. And the client who ordered the job is Matt Engard, your own client. Please stop. I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this. What is it? The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only, as we're looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelley the Killer. But if you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you into it. Letter of introduction received from Edgeworth allows bearer to freely investigate the crime scene. In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again if anything should happen. Now, if you'll excuse me. Mr. Nick, do you think Mr. Engard hired an assassin? No way. I mean, he doesn't have a cyclops. Yeah, I guess not. Maya, please, all I ask is you make it home safe and sound. Okay. Date unknown, time unknown, location unknown. I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. This is going back to last time. Maya in the wine cellar? Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me. And even though he said he was an assassin. I bet he's just making that up, like how Nick does with everything in court. Nice. Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Sounds like I got the door open. Okay, time to go and take a look around. Alright, let's go out. Date unknown, time unknown, location unknown. What is this place? I've got a feeling I'm not in a hotel anymore. Are those videos over there? Well, I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. That way I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here. What's this? There's a framed picture sitting on the coffee table. It's a picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, with love, Celeste. I bet this could be a clue. Yep, what's this? That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. Cute. But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. What's this? Locked, of course. And it doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I was a little skinnier. Maybe I'd be able to crawl through there. Too many Japanese burgers. What is this? That's a giant TV. Wow, I've never seen a TV this big before. Where's the power button? Hooey. Busted. I would so die a happy samurai fan if I ever got to see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. can't believe I just made a joke about dying, all things considered. Satellite dish. What is this thing? An antenna? I guess? And this is a VCR? Oh my. There sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. What's an antenna doing here? And what's a VCR? This is supposed to be 2016 or 2017. Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. Ah! It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. He is? For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. Ways? You mean... Dead men tell no tales is how the saying goes, correct? Dead? I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting. I am an assassin. No way. You're lying. I mean, an assassin? People are not always who they appear to be. Nick! Oh my. March 22nd, 7:04 p.m. Potty clinic reception. Mr. Nick? Huh? Oh, yes. Pearls? Got caught up in my thoughts about Maya's situation. Wait, did that really happen, or was that Nick imagining it happening? That's what I want to know. Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know. I guess for now, I have no choice but to believe in Mr. Engard, but I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going, too. Okay. Alright, we'll go to Wright & Co. Hi, Gumshoe. I hope you're doing well, watering the plants or whatever. Let's go to the detention center. March 22nd, detention center, visitors room. I'm sorry, but visiting hours are over for today. Aww. I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix, right? Lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh, yeah. There's a message here for you. A message? It's from Matt Engard. Here you go. What did he write? Is it something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what he has to say. Mr. Lawyer dude, got something really important to tell you. But I feel uneasy all of a sudden.
Oh, Mr. Wright, so actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put out a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright?
This is terrible. Let's hurry. We have to feed his cat. I'm sure poor Shu's stomach is growling by now.
Yeah, I guess.
Please feed my cat Shu. My house is just a little ways down from the hotel. Okay. Client's request is a request. Guess I should go check up on his cat. Criminal affairs. Oh yeah, that makes sense. March 22nd, police station, criminal affairs. Wow, everybody looks really busy with something or another. They're probably strengthening the evidence for tomorrow's trial.
Hey, hurry up with that, will you? Pass that victims list around.
You've got to be kidding. There's over 100 people on here. Mr. Nick? Is Mr. Engard really that big and bad of a criminal? Actually, Pearls, never mind. It sounds like they're working on a different case. Wonder what case it is. Ooh. Let's go to the lobby. March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel lobby. All right now, Mr. Nick. Let's go look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass. I knew it.
Miss Oldbag!
Don't devalue my name and turn it into a gasp, you spiky-headed pettifogger. Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again. Although I did get a piece of gum from Veggie Boy, just to say the rest. But what I really wanted was something much more valuable. I wanted Edgy Poo's heart. I wanted it all for me. It's all your fault. You've awakened the wild beast inside of this old bag. Ah! Miss Oldbag, keep your hands off of me. This helmet is airtight. No air gets in and no air gets out. Then why do you keep putting it on? Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're gonna have to defeat me if you want to get by. I'm not hearing this. Here, I'll defeat you with this letter. Maybe if I show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. Miss Oldbag, if you would look at... What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of... Edgy poo? Is that her perfume? Pheromone d'Amour I smell? Ugh. Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly? That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy-Poo said so. You understand? Letter of introduction given to Miss Oldbag. I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. It looks like she has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth. That may be, but you know, nothing's gonna come of it. That's so mean, Mr. Neck. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Oh. Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation. Okay. Ah, what? What now? One little thing before I forget. You can't go into Engard's room today. Why? The police's main investigation team is going to be in there all day. You hear? I wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer. So don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag. Oh, she's gone. Okay. Bye. The living room. What's this? Oh, that's Engard's living room. March 22nd, Engard Mansion living room. Sure is dark. Let's go turn on a light. Whoa. Wow. So this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shoo, the kitty cat. Shoo. So I guess this is Shoo. Ah, what a lovely cat. Hello, Shoo. Hehe. The cat seems to like pearls. Pardon me. What? Is it what? Uh-oh. Who's this? May I help you with something, Mr. Oh, we're lawyers. Actually, I'm Mr. Engard's lawyer. The Master's... Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. Ah, it's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Of course you are. Nice to meet you. Let's talk. Hey, look at this card. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind taking a look at this. I'm afraid I cannot offer up anything special about it. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of evidence for a trial. Light and snotty with a touch of rude. He's the stereotypical butler, right? Okay, he has nothing to say about his own card. What about this note? I was wondering if you wouldn't mind taking a look at this. Now, wait a minute. Why are we here to feed the cat if he has a butler? I mean, obviously, we know, right? What about this radio? Nope. He is unflappable. Magatama? Not lying about anything, buddy. Matt Engard. You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Engard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It's not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. Typically butler. Talk about you, Mr. John Doe. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. Not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of himself and his affairs. You know, I would have thought Mr. Engard might have a maid over a butler. Yeah. 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 That's a very cute cat you've got here. It is my duty to take care of him. Master rather fancies Shu. And anything else? No, not especially. Not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the family cat. Well then, I guess I don't need this piece of scrap paper anymore. Matt's note crumpled into a ball and thrown away. Well, I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. Oh, we should probably get going ourselves. Ah, so young and yet already so accomplished. A master of law. There's also a lot to be proud of in being a butler and in charge of this house and all. Oh, thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'd excuse me. That was not horribly ominous. See you later, butler guy. Ah, there are masks here. Yeah, that one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The ones next to that are the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate. They fought many battles against the backdrop of Neo-Old Tokyo. Wow, you really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Snick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. Hey, enjoy what you enjoy. Oh, there's a giant cooking hearth here. That's actually a fireplace. How are they different, Mr. Nick? You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. You should come and visit Fay Manor then. I'll show you one when you do. We got that, yeah. And why is there a giant motorcycle up here? A giant bicycle is flying through the air. That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal, and it moves on its own. Really? Wow! But sorry to disappoint you, it can't fly. Oh, that's too bad. Too bad. What else? Couch? It's a very comfortable and spacious lounge set. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit here and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? Ugh, what is with me and feeling inferior today? Huh? Okay, what else we got in here? There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for Mr. Engard's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shu? The door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering it. Huh, I wonder what could be behind that door. There's another door over there. You shouldn't go wandering off over there, Mr. Nick. Yes, Pearls. Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her to stop playing around. Okay, is this just here for the sake of dramatic irony? I guess so. We'll go back to the hotel. Let's go to Viola Hall. Is Will still there? March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel, Viola Hall. Looks like we're the only ones here. And yet, the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. Yeah, okay, nothing cool in here. We're not gonna bother looking at the food again. So let's go to the hallway. March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel. Hallway! Hey, city boy! Lotta, you're still here? Wrecking course. An investigative photographer eats her stars in her ability to snag up the scoop, yeah? And this hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. But do you have a camera? Rick Given? A photographer's gotta have cameras out the ear like corn to be a real pro, you know? So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feeding the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief? Why can't you drop that thief thing already? Yeah, here you go. Here's your camera. Would you please take a look at this? No, wait. I can't? I presented the camera and it wouldn't let me give it to her? Okay. What do we got to talk about? Night of the murder. I want to ask you about the night of the murder. What? You're really going to shell out the bucks for the info I got? Lotta, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder. Not? Well, kinda, but, brace yourself. I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know? Followed a few stars around, got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them, too. looked like she wasn't here the entire time. The security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time either. I guess this means there's no one who can tell us who came and went that night. Scanned. So, about the note that was inside your camera case. Oh, that ditty I wrote? Yeah, and I believe what you've written. You mean the stuff about Engard's chauvinist manager lady on Corita? Yeah. Well, I reckon you best not be believing that. What? Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know? Writing whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull dooders. Hey, what's with you? Why are you staring at me like my grandpa used to? Huh. Hey, and why do you look like you suddenly got older, too? Or am I just shrinking here? Yeah, what? Cameron. Oh, my baby. My $1,600 baby. What's with that red-coated prosecutor, anyhow? That guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Well, that's kind of how it is. Hey, you're that redcoat's friend, ain't you? So put in a few words for me and get me back my camera. Want me to do what? Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours, and I guarantee he'll give it back. Why don't you do that your own dirty way? Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. Tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you then. And you too there, little one. Keep up the good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay. Make sure you do all your homework here. Okay. And if you happen to find yourself a camera, make sure you bring it right to me. Would you please just leave already? Okay. So we can't go into Engard's room, but we can go into Corita's room. So let's go. March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel, Corita's hotel room. What? Mr. Nick, what is that otherworldly, ghastly moaning? What is that? What? I hate evil ghosts. Ah! I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon. Excuse me? Who are you calling a demon, brat? Zoinks! It's the alien! What? Is this a reference to Scooby-Doo? Who are you calling an alien? Oh, it's just you, Miss Old Bag. What are you doing here? What is wrong with the young'uns today? I came down here to pay my respects to my poor Juan, and you're disturbing me. Okay, night of the murder. Please talk to me about the night of the murder. Just one more time. I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer in her note. She was loitering around here with that imbecilic look on her face. With that imbecilic look on her face. Okay, got it. Now, hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, all right. Now I've seen everything. But you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business. So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. Memories of Corita. I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Corita. He was the most popular star, you know, especially where it counts. In my book. But I heard that he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. Engard. Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know. But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look, just look at this mountain of presents. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him. Yeah, the mountain is pretty big and certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Mr. Nick? What is it, Pearls? The presents, they're all bears, right? She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. What's that about? All of Mr. Corita's presents from his fans seem to be, bears. Oh, that's because you can't think of one without thinking about bears. Why? Bears? Why bears? You don't know? When my dear Juan was training, he fought bare-handed with a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win. Hopefully it's there so there'll be a lot of bear puns later. Oh no. Such a statement gives me pause. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's just like in those young people dramas. I can see those two tuckered out down by a river going, hey, you sure can fight. You too, bub, you too. Did all that really happen? It's in his biography, bub. What a load of crap. Wait, is he Wolverine now? So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice. Bears.
I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock. Oh,
there we go. There we go. Yep. Fair pun. What is that infernal racket? It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. That startled me. I thought I was gonna die for a second. 8 p.m.? That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember? Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. Oh. Transceiver. Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya. How is Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. Huh? I have heard the news. Boy, you sure sound like a guy I just visited a second ago. So it would seem my present did you no good. No! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! One more day, please. All I ask for is one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please. I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else, after all. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear she's all right. All right. Then. Little... What is with this static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? It seems... bad... Connect here... Damn it. Did the transceiver just suddenly break? You have to excuse me. What happened? I don't know. All of a sudden, it became nothing but static. Mystic Maya! Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? We should probably have an electronics expert. The sooner the better. Gumshoe? Would he be an electronics expert? I mean, maybe. Here, let's go back. Where's Gumshoe? March 22nd, Wright & Co. Law offices.
Oh, hey, welcome back, pal. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner.
That's nice. Thanks. Quick call the weeb from Dave the Diver. Yes, he's gonna do it. While thinking about his anime girls.
A rich man's luxurious full-course meal, out of a can, that is.
I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have the time to eat.
Oops, looks like you don't have a can opener, pal.
You've got to be kidding. Here I thought he had already whipped something up.
Oh, I know. There's one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead.
Oh, since he's here and offering, I wonder what I should try asking you. How about this transceiver?
The transceiver?
Oh, Mr. Nick, you should ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing.
Oh, what thing?
Oh, yeah, this thing just up and broke all of a sudden.
It broke, pal?
When I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounded like this.
I don't hear any static, pal.
Huh? Maybe it fixed itself? That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise.
Maybe
what?
Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal.
Electromagnetic interference? Let's talk about that. So what is electromagnetic interference?
It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal.
Oh, when you put it that way. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Well, like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, the stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny, right?
Huh? computer? It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh, yes, the TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. She seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this.
So, the room you were in when that interference to the transceiver happened, there's got to be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves, pal. Something like a listening device or something. Ah! Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened?
We were in Mr. Kurita's room, the scene of the murder.
What? That's it! I'm gonna sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweep. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal?
Wait, Gumshoe?
Oh yeah, baby! It's investigation time! I'm on fire, pal! My fingers are itching to go! Yeah! We should be going too, Mr. Nick. Alright, let's go. Let's go.
Kurita's room. Is Gumshoe already here? March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel. This isn't even Gumshoe's final form. Yeah, it's true.
Hey! You're finally here, pal!
Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the, bug sweeper?
Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. But then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct doors. From the outside, I mean, so... Yeah, I couldn't get one of the police's bug sweepers.
What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item.
Hey, calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one. Just not the police's.
Wow, so this is a bug sweeper? Looks a little broken.
Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal.
Oh, by who?
Me, of course. Oh, seeing this sure brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here.
Your heart and soul?
It'll work. Trust me, pal. It'll do the job. But you can't set the sensitivity. So it's gonna beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves.
But isn't it better that way?
Oh, well, anyway, since I brought it all this way, you might as well give it a whirl, right, pal?
I'm getting that sinking feeling again.
Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or some sort of bug hidden in this room, pal.
So we're gonna find it, right?
Right. Now, first, let's turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around the room to give the room a real thorough look-see. The sweeper will let you know how strong of a signal it's picking up, so keep an eye on it, okay? Once you find something that's giving off a lot of radio waves, press the Enter key to lock onto it. There's a lot of things here that's going to give off radio waves, so let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious. Okay, pal? All right, I'm gonna go stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find the bug. Got it, pal?
Okay. Oh. Ah, what a lovely bear.
Yeah!
Ah, this must be one of those fancy bear-shaped toy robots. It's a robot? It's a real robot?
Yeah, it's a real one.
Mr. Nick.
Yes?
How many horsepowers is it? How many horsies? Horsies? Well, look, it's a bear, so... Oh. Yeah, but that's like setting off...
Oh, is it?
It's electromagnetic. That would make sense. Like the phone, that... the TV, the radio... I have a feeling it's going to be, wait, the lamp? Lamp, check, listening device. No. There are a lot of lamps in this room, aren't there, Mr. Nick?
Yeah.
And they're all on. You shouldn't do that, Mr. Nick. Don't you know that's wasteful? Yeah, I'll be more conscientious from now on. Sorry. This, same deal. Let's slide over here. It's got to be one of these bears. I mean, that would be the easiest way to sneak your listening device in. Oh. Well, it certainly looks like an alarm clock. What's wrong? Well, why do you look troubled? I just can't imagine the listening device being inside this alarm clock. It just, sort of reminded me of something that happened a long time ago. Oh. Well, anyway, it looks like the listening device isn't in here. Ha! Wait a minute. Does he have a statue of the Thinker somewhere around here? What's this? What's this? It's a small video camera. No listening device in this gizmo. Everyone's trying to make everything smaller and smaller lately, aren't they, Mr. Nick? That's what it seems like. But I want to grow bigger and bigger. Well, eating only vegetables isn't going to help you there. You have to eat meat, too. Oh my gosh. Vegans BTFO. Alright. Game is so problematic. Get it? Yes. It's the TV's remote control, but it doesn't look like the listening device is in here. So I was thinking, I wonder if a TV remote works on other things. Like, can I make you change your expressions like TV channels? Zap! Hey! What if I could? Oh, people I would give the old mute button to. Well, I don't think it's gonna work on me. Why don't we try it on Maya tomorrow, okay? Okay. That's heartwarming. Coffee maker. Oh, the water in this hot water pot is full. I'll go get more water for it. Okay. Sounds good. Looks like she's forgotten all about looking for the listening device. Okay. What about this? What's this? It looks like a hot water pot, but... Oh, well, it's kind of like a hot water pot, I guess. But instead of hot water, coffee comes out. Really? This pot can do that? Is there a pot that orange juice comes out of? I don't think there's anything like that. Sorry. I mean, this is a hotel. Presumably they have like a breakfast room. The fridge? This is a refrigerator, right? I really don't think the listening device is in something like this. Because it's filled with nothing but healthy vegetable juices, right? Yeah, sure. What does that have to do with listening devices? Okay. And then we got remotes. We've already looked there. Is there anything in this giant bear over here? Wait a minute. Anything getting in there? Wait. This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen.
Hey, so did you guys find it yet? The listening device, I mean?
No, not yet. But this bear's eye is...
Let's see. A perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's take this big fella's eye out and see what we've got.
No, you can't. Such a violent act. Oof. No!
It's a miniature camera, and it looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer.
What emitter?
A transmitter, pal.
Oh, is this more of that high-tech stuff? Yeah, let's talk about this. The camera. So this tiny thing is a camera?
Yup, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera, mostly used in security systems.
So it's a video camera?
It runs on a battery, which comes with it in a set.
But there's no videotape in this camera.
This is only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside it is somewhere else.
Somewhere else?
The footage is changed into radio waves, then it's sent to that recorder.
So it's sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it?
Hey, you're right.
Spy camera set to record the victim's room from 8 p.m. for 1 hour was running at the time of the murder. Transmitter. So what is a transmitter?
It's a device that sends the footage the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of a listening device, pal.
It looks like it's attached to a small clock bike thing.
Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it.
You can set it for a certain time?
Yep. Let's see. This looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go on for 1 hour.
8 p.m. That was the time the award ceremony ended.
There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I guess.
Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here?
I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder.
Then maybe...
Maybe this camera caught the murder on tape.
What?
And if you think about the angle the bear's at, it's bound to have had a clear shot of the whole crime, pal.
Changes the footage taken by the spy camera into radio waves and transmits the data. Interesting. Stuffed bear. So there was a camera in this bear's eye, and it was disguised as a present.
And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind.
But who gave Mr. Kurita this present?
I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there has got a video of what happened here that night.
Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is?
It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out.
Oh. Is there really no way to find out? Stuffed bear added to the court record.
I got it.
What?
Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go around to the electronics shops and see if I can find out who bought this.
But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 p.m.
Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal.
Spy camera and transmitter given to Detective Gumshoe.
Oh yeah, baby! It's investigating time! I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah!
He's gone.
Yeah.
But Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake.
It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in the most inefficient ways, right? Ah! You'll have to excuse me. I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward one step at a time.
I see. I like the part where Gumshoe yelled, "It's gumshoeing time!" and gumshoed all over those electronics.
Yeah, I think so. I love it.
See, thanks.
Don't thank me yet.
We still haven't found... we still have to find her.
So there was a spy camera hidden inside this stuffed animal, huh? You're one lucky man, right? Huh? Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl?
I have no idea.
Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade, and only a small number of these are exported here.
What?
The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like these can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is.
Can you really do that? Mr. Nick, can he really?
Well, I guess so. It's 9 p.m. I think I can still make it in time. Huh? I'll be taking this for now. I'm sure you have other things you have to do. Stuffed bear snatched up by Edgeworth. That is a huge bear for him to be carrying by himself. See you soon, right?
Wait.
What?
Why are you doing this?
I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, right, until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered one Kurita? The real killer. Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews? But to be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, right? Everything begins with the truth.
On Kurita's real killer. Miss Andrews is passed. The kidnapper whose sole condition is an acquittal for Mr. Engard. And this card, Shelly the killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. But as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. Yeah, to be continued. Save your progress up to this point? Sure. That sounds like a great plan. Oh, we're still in an investigation. Okay. March 22nd, 9:14 p.m. Gatewater Hotel, Kurita's hotel room. You know, I'm a little shocked we haven't run into the bellboy from the previous game. I would have thought he would be all over this, given his obsession with the murder last time. It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. All right, let's talk. The real killer. So the real person who killed Mr. Kurita was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client? You mean, who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood. But whoever this client is, they're still a killer. Yeah. Let's talk about the assassin's client. Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews? I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be. Matt Engard himself? Was it Matt? If Mr. Engard really did hire the assassin, well then he's not innocent at all. Far from it, he would be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Mr. Engard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him... Yeah, Mr. Engard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Juan Kurita? Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Juan Kurita, okay? I didn't see any Cyclops at that time. Actually, that reminds me. Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah. Something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. Said something interesting. Something interesting. So what is this interesting thing? Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you? Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year, and if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. Okay. Looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Okay. Mr. Engard's secret? What is this secret? I don't know yet, but for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Kurita was going to reveal this secret. That means... Mr. Engard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Kurita silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. Engard. There's no way around it now. Okay? Can we meet with him this late, though? March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel, hallway. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already. But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of the secret Mr. Kurita held about Mr. Engard. And Miss Andrews' real intentions. Those are two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center? I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. Oh, Viola Hall. March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel, Viola Hall. Hey, wait! What is it, you whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. And I was told to use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. But the request came from Jipu, so Edgeworth. And he said, if you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm gonna feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. Bug sweeper. This is absolutely top secret. You'd better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. Very interesting. I'm sure it was. You know. If it was to catch poor Juan in the middle of some sort of scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that? It means, well, you know, that gossip that's been going on about my dear Juan. Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? But I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Burrito. I'll let you in on another secret, young'un. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people. Spying on people by herself. As if I wouldn't want to see it for myself, too. Wow. Alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change. Hello. Hello there. I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet that it's nothing good. I didn't say anything. Juan and Adrian. So you want to know about Juan and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two. Oh? I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know? That manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impax? Miss Andrew's mentor, right? Yes, that's the one. That Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know. Married? You mean to Mr. Kurita? Really? You young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement. 3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the... Let's talk about this. Why would Miss Impax want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Juan. What? But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly canceled their marriage. Is that true? It was in the weekly magazines. But why? Why did he do that? That was not in the magazines, unfortunately. I see. That night after Juan called off the wedding, that manager, Celeste, killed herself. Oh, terrible. I wonder what happened between those two. Yeah. I guess that's it we can get from her. Yeah. Okay. To the lobby. Uh-oh. March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel, hotel lobby. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people there. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. It looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. All right, now let's go to criminal affairs. Can we get to the detention center? March 22nd, police station, criminal affairs department. Feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Engard's lawyer, right? Yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. A decisive witness? You mean for the Engard case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who is this witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demand and now this, I can't see any other way to win here. Oh yeah, Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission. So there you go. What? I've already called them, so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. This is such good news, Mr. Nick. Go talk to your heart's content. sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. Okay. Let's go to the detention center. March 22nd, detention center, visitors room. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. That means that both Mr. Engard and Miss Andrews are in this detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Let's start with Adrian's story. That seems helpful. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there were a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was mad. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Krita had on Mr. Engard. Let's talk. Matt Engard. I'd like to ask you about Matt Engard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. Engard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? Why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. Right? Celeste Impact. About Miss Celeste Impact. I had finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, I'll come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who'd hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back and to burn it. You wanted to burn it? But why? I didn't want it to spread just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. Suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. Why frame him? Why did you try to frame Mr. Engard? That's simple. Because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. The police are excellent at doing their job. No, they're not. So they'd figure it out, right? Yes, they're so good they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews? Well, I know you're not the kind of person to do something without a reason. So please, tell me why you did what you did. Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now? Oh no, not again. Cyclock, huh? Don't you understand that? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. Revenge. Why would you frame him? That is the question. Wondering if we have enough to make this. Let's look. Revenge. I mean, we have what Old Bag said, but we don't have evidence of it. We just have her saying it, right? Yeah, that's the thing about Adrian and Juan, not Celeste. Okay, I think we gotta head out for now. March 22nd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me. Uh-oh. Oh, it's Powers. Mr. Powers. What happened? Why are you here?
Hey, you see, I got roped into this somehow.
What?
And now I'm gonna testify at tomorrow's trial.
So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers?
I was talking with the detective until a little while ago. I was on my way home. When all of a sudden, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here.
Oh.
They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something.
Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious.
I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime?
Tomorrow's testimony. So about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about?
I really don't know yet.
but it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said. What do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world. But it's all right. Ouch. I don't really have a lot of friends. What about Larry? Where's good old Larry? This is gonna do a lot of damage to Matt, you know? Because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going on. What is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game, to justify himself. He listened to a lot of Andrew Tate. What? How horrible. That's unforgivable. Ow, sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. But, you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him? His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? Let's talk about gossip. You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image, but aren't you part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen. But, well, that's true. Oh, hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impacts? We heard something about how her wedding was canceled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. I want to play with Powers' beard. Yeah. He's very like lion-esque. That's kind of the impression I get from him. He's like a beast man. Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Let's talk about it. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. He does look like a lion. And they say that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she'd left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Kurita? Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. And she said, it looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man. They call him Sam Hyde. A truly insidious man. Did she mean Mr. Kurita by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see, well, that's some good info, thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Angard and Miss Andrews, both at the detention center. Still things I don't understand or know about, but I'm sure, but I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Yeah. So is that a hint that I just go right back to the detention center, I guess? Whose story do I want to hear? Adrian's kind of locked still, so let's talk to Mr. Angard. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. Hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so, too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell by saying that Juan Kurita was killed by an assassin, and that the assassin's client is this man, Matt Engard. What's wrong? And Mr. Engard, there's something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. You're totally not like your usual lawyer dude self. Fuck, your secret. About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. Like somehow, yeah, secret would have destroyed his acting career. Yep. Could you please fill me in on what this secret is, please? Oh, no. 5. I knew this was coming. Mr. Nick, don't tell me. Cyclops. You said a secret, right? But I don't have any idea what it is. You, dude? Of course not. Juan and Adrian. Did you know about Mr. Krita and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Krita. Her mentor was Mr. Krita's manager, and Miss Andrews was going to get Celeste Impax's suicide note from her. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it kind of like a pea, like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? I got cut off by the pizza dude in the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. Engo, are you connected to Miss Impax's suicide in some way? Yeah, he changed the subject super fast. Okay. Well, so let's see. Got Matt Engard. I'm wondering. I have a feeling that we don't have enough yet to deal with. Is there anything new? Aha! Mr. Nick, your phone! Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous. Yeah, I know. Hello? We're in trouble now, pal! I'll be back at the office, really soon. What's wrong? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, Edgeworth? Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's no good. The end, Hello? He got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? Gumshoe said we need to get back to the office right away. Then we should hurry back. I'm scared to go back. What are you talking about? Mr. Nick, put yourself together. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow I doubt that. Let's get... Not the detention center. No. We don't... I hit the wrong button. We'll get Engard in here and then we'll immediately just leave. Let's go. There we go. Wright & Co. March 22nd, Wright & Co. Law Offices. What took you so long, pal? Mr. Edgeworth couldn't stick around forever and had to go. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who bought that spy camera. Huh? This quickly? And this bear is what gave them away, pal. Why is it daylight outside in the background, by the way? The bear. I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. But wasn't it Mr. Edgeworth that figured? Shh, bros. And? Go on. There's only one person who bought one of those bears who's related to this criminal. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt Engard. Huh? Matt Engard, your client, that's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Stuffed bear. Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought this bear was... I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of the stuffed bear. Receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just the receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me, I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. Engard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Engard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Engard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. A receipt for $3,800. Proof Engard bought a stuffed bear identical to one in evidence. Okay, spy camera. So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you for you to file away on the evidence. All right, spy camera. Got it. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Creda's room was Matt Engard. Why? Why would Mr. Engard do something like this? I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Creda in one of their rendezvous. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you gonna see him, Mr. Engard, I mean? Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we'll find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for Pearls. Engard, what in the world have you done? Okay, let's get back to the detentions. You're working really late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. All right. Yep. I think it's time to bust your secret, buddy. Megaton. Matt's secret. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Creda had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Creda, especially on that night. The spike. Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Creda's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then sent the images the camera took with this transmitter. Wow, but dude, where was this camera you're talking about hidden? The stuffed bear. The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess Juan had a few of those kind of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? I mean, who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Creda was... you. Mr. Engard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? Don't think I've ever met this Mr. Bear here before, dude. But he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. Engard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? Like, you're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's proof that it was you inside the bear. That's the receipt. I have one here. One credit card receipt, Mr. Engard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude. All you can tell from this is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800 would be the toothbrush I bought that one time. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Ooh, elephant hair. Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway. The store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yes. You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Those are like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set up the camera. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know. Because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Kurita's room and filmed it in secret is... okay, how to explain this with evidence? So what's the best way to explain this? Wait a minute, is it the killer card? Do you want to find out what was going on with him? Let's see. Yeah. What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer. And I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy on this? This is it. I'm gonna get to the truth. Can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt Engard, I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're a hero of justice. You're a star. You're his client. You're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Kurita. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt Engard. Here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Mr. Engard, you really did hire... Hold on a sec. I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt Engard. And suddenly he has a glass of wine? Okay. Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You really... So you are Shelly the Killer's client? You didn't really think I would do it in my own hands in this, did you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself, trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? You're lying. What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. But why? Why did you hide the video camera and... A weakling soon believes the words of others. Just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Andrews' secret. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. Least of all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by putting the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why... Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene reported on it. Preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right. That video was my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up. And I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl? What if... Why? Why would you kill Mr. Kurita? Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? Mr. Kurita had been able to give it, and Mr. Engard's secret would have...
Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know? I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought.
And that's how Mr. Kurita ended up dead?
Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. On a sweet, innocent face, and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. The assassin, too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me. Matt Engard.
Hello. Greetings and welcome.
Oh, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could I have been deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you'd killed Juan Kurita, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey, now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was the killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. You killed Mr. Kurita. I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. But too bad. You can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Oh, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Maya, you wouldn't want to test a killer. He is a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Squire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. Juan said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now you finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth, I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Yeah, I know, we're in the police station now. Thank you, updater. Well, Wright, what are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy... Theory, Uncard was dropped in his head as a baby. That's possible. No! Can't do that. That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth. Right. Only you can decide where to go from here. A year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, right? It's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do with it? You must find the answer. And you must find it on your own. Let's talk more. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer, that man is really... Duh! It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Well, maybe not this one. Proper defense. What exactly is that? It is where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you fought for your clients up until now? Well, that may be true, but that's because I've believed my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get Engard an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. Situation. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain.
But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right. Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone. That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? That's... You are a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. I fight. People like you and Francisca von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not there. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Francisca, she fights for herself.
What am I fighting for? Yeah, there is no reason for me to go on. Ah!
The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. So, and isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You're so petty. Again, this makes very little sense given case 5 of the last game, but whatever. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. What do you... Thanks to you. When you sealed off my path with perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. What? I don't believe you. Are you saying that's why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you'll find out on your own. I have faith you'll see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you'll be powerless to change the ending of this story. Mr. Nick, the transceiver. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My, what is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please, why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Ingard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself. I believe you are asking me for a reason as to why I'm doing what I am. Yeah. This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations. It is a part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before. However, I did, but my name is Dikilla. Shelly Dikilla. You're Shelly Dikilla. Please keep in mind, you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a Dikilla, I must finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, Maya, it would be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice, long nap. No! Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace the signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! I don't know what to say. Edgeworth! Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission. No, that. It sounded like a cat. Cat? Can't be. That cat. Can it? What is it? I think I know where Shelly the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all police units head for Engard Mansion immediately. Huh? All right. You hurry over there as well, then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun. Yeah. Let's go. Hotel lobby. and living room. March 22nd, Engard Mansion, living room. Maya! Please answer us! Mystic Maya! We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape, assuming he's still in the area. Can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. He and Engard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. Okay. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a figurine of a bear. There were a lot of cuts in it for some reason. A wooden bear-shaped figurine covered in many thin cuts. Bear, isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Kurita? Why would something like this be here? Right, down. A little pet door installed here. Ah, I'm sure that's for Shu. Do you think that this came through that little door? This door, it's locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. Let's go. It's worth it. Yeah, dual lawyer powers. Hey! There's no one here. From the looks of this room, I would say this is Engard's private lounge. Look at this, right? An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals? And a VCR? Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it'd be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found. No! But there's no mistake. Someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. Okay, can we go to the wine cellar? We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. It looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. Now, we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking for you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. What's this? This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste. Miss Impax? You mean... Yes. Mr. Kurita's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impax be here in Mr. Engard's mansion? And why does it say with love? This might be a clue. Celeste's photo. Ah! What's wrong, Pearls? Please let me see that picture frame. Huh? What's so special about the frame? On the back. There's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya. She left us a message. What? I thought you'd know. I knew you would. Now listen up. You better get Engard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I will never forgive you. Ever. I'm fine. So you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write. I don't think I have a lot of time left. Curly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's got to watch out for the helpless lung. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. No! Mystic Maya! Right. What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Nothing. We've searched the house, and this is the last room. Looks like he eluded us. Hedgeworth. Yes. As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm gonna get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Adrian. Yeah. Miss Andrews' psycho. I can just find out what secret she's holding. I think I stand a chance in court to blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgemar. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. All right, we're going straight to the detention center. All right, visitors room. Yep. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I've come to remove your psych lock. Psych lock? I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me. Alright. Megatama. Why frame him? Okay. Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Engard for the murder? I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. No, you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Engard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I was taking out revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. That would be Celeste Impact. Celeste? There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings, and even revenge. And that's Miss Impact's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who's hit her suicide note is also one. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Engard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impact's and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt? It's the picture frame. This is a photo of Miss Impact's, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impact's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's all right. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Engard's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Unlock successful. Why frame him? Celeste. She was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out. Because Mr. Krita didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Because of Mr. Engard? What do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at that time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why, with love, Celeste is written on the frame of that picture. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used, toyed with, until she was thrown away. It's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. Scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that's where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. Revenge. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see. So that's what happened. But then why did Mr. Krita have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most. Poor Miss Impacts. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left the suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds. So that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would he do that? It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against him. would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge? What's that word again? Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note at a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on each other, after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I'd even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters, so when I stabbed Juan's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either. Not with my situation or with what I know now. To be continued. Yeah, we're going the extra mile on this one. All right. Saving our progress. I'm going to take a very quick break, and then we're going to get into the trial. All right, here we go. Oh, no. Huff, huff. How did I get into this mess? It's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. This is like a bookend. I've had this dream before. Someplace, some time ago. As if it was written. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. March 23rd at 9:43 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Now listen up. You'd better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever. Phoenix. Mia! Maya. How's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. It's that accursed Engard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Gumshoe. I'm really, really sorry. Where are you? They let me join the investigation team, and we're chasing after the killer, pal. Then you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not gonna give up. Gumshoe? Until the trial is over. Until the verdict is handed down. We're gonna do everything we can and find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. It's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer? If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I can. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we've got. Just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world. You have it in abundance. Yeah, the power of friendship. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it. March 23rd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Engard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Engard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. Then you're saying that she's guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. Huh? I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes. One Kurita was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt Engard. What a surprising turn of events! I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time. So I know that everything Edgeworth said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today.
Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please.
Oh, okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star.
And what is your relation to the defendant?
Well, that's, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah.
Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much.
Oh, sorry. Well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy.
On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
But, you know, I didn't actually get to see Nat when I went.
All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to testify about when you went to Mr. Engard's room.
Okay, sure.
Witness testimony. Yeah.
After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume.
Hey, I wonder who that is serving you.
He was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony.
And talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Engard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy.
Well, what are you implying?
Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right? Okay, visit to Matt's room. The award ceremony. Okay. The defendant's room? Why did you go there?
Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother, sort of, and I wanted to say congrats.
What's wrong? Why did you stop?
Mr. Wright.
What is it?
You're gonna try to trick me into a corner, aren't you?
Huh?
I know I'm just a poor, underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer.
No one said you were, Mr. Powers.
No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into a bad guy.
Every time? Witness, I'll personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate. Continue with your testimony.
Sorry.
So you went to the defendant's room, and then...
Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn into a bad guy here?
Matt was standing there in a nickel samurai costume. Are you sure that was Matt Engard?
Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then.
That's the case. Then he really can't be listed. And what was the defendant doing, standing in front of his own room? Talking with someone. First, I thought it was the bellboy, okay? At first? What do you mean by that?
Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on a tray.
Tomato juice. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy.
And why was that?
Why did I think that, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry.
I guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. Okay. I watched the two of them for a while, then I gave up and went back. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct?
Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats.
Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange?
You know, I did feel something weird.
I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip.
A tip?
But that's a perfectly normal thing to do.
So how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think.
had guests and he couldn't make them. Right. So who are these guests you're talking about? What's you? You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. This is like squeezing water from a stone. Probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. Yeah? Interesting. Award ceremony, Matt was standing there, he was standing... Okay, I mean, I pressed everything, so... Someone... First, I thought it was Bill. Anything, what's the two of them? First, yeah. Oh, wait, we got something new. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated, you know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, gave the bellboy a tip. Right. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself?
Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job.
Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please demand your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Okay, so adding the tip. Matt gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip? What's so strange about that?
Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me.
How much it was?
But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket, and that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked.
I'm afraid I don't follow at all. It sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask him. The face or the tip? It sounds like the tip. Something's up with the tip. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree?
Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think.
A little too much? Would you please clarify the question about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess.
And why is that?
Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash?
Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it?
A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor.
The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Let's raise an objection. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him.
Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders?
If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? He's got a point. I can't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work.
So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it?
Payment, Your Honor.
What?
Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Carita. Then the bellboy the witness saw, yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley DeKiller left at the scene of the crime. Shelley DeKiller? He is the person the police's Special Investigations team has been chasing for ages. I am certain the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley DeKiller.
Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers?
No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head, and I think I just figured something out.
Oh?
Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night.
What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir, right away. Okay. The second time. This time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Carita's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it.
I mean...
Thank you very much. That's all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. Tequila. Then we shall see.
So the bellboy came out of the victim's room? And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious.
That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter. Second time he was in the hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. Okay? And what time was it? Well, I don't remember. The awards ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that. And then I came back. And then I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 p.m. by that time.
You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers?
Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. That's when that bellboy came out of the room, right? In any case, if that bellboy were the assassin, it'd be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know? Yes, but we can't give in yet. We want to prolong this trial for as long as possible. We're going to have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. Yeah. And that's when that bellboy came out. Okay. Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah. And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all. But you see, well, he had those stitches in his face. Oh. So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt. So which room did the bellboy come out of? When I say room, Juan Carita's room. Yeah. The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, all right. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? Now that I think about it, the bellboy did seem kind of... So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next. Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you?
I agree that's a bit strange, Mr. Powers.
But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide or try to pull a fast one? Wait. Can we pull a fast one? Oh, the wine glass with tomato juice. See, in the flashback image, he had the tomato juice, so we can try to say that he was delivering the tomato juice. Yeah, let's pull a fast one. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. There really isn't. If you two were done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed. Ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this one. Worth, are you going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious? Okay.
I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please.
Yes, sir. Finish strange for a bellboy to come out of guest's room empty-handed. Okay. Yeah, we can do this. We can do this. The wine glass. Let's try it. Oh, baby. Mr. Powers? Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and... So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Well, there's also... I mean, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. Great ABS. This is the crime scene. There is a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kurita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. Now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the right corner here, anyone can clearly see that it was a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Kurita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. Ugh, but that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. Ah, but can you prove that Mr. Kurita was already dead? Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. I blame you for leading me down this route. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you'd like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves? Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. I can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones. So, a football was made of leather. Are you saying, oh, footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather? No. But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. Jeez, that's a cell phone. Ugh. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh, yes, please tell us more. Okay. Their second meeting. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left, without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. Okay. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room? Yeah, I kind of saw all that by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Their second. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went to the door. Okay. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be a poor underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye and a sort of sneaky spy-like... I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter what if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. gave something to the person inside the room. I said, hold it.
Okay.
That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details.
Oh, okay.
I should probably ask him only one question at a time. Well, we know who was inside, but what about the something? What did he give it? He gave something to this person.
Yeah.
And what was this something?
If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I?
But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. You sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
I think it was something kind of small.
This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please, try to remember what it was.
I'll try.
In the meantime, let's talk of another point. Namely, what the bellboy did next.
Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing,
and the old guy just left. Okay. Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Unkart's room?
He opened the door to Viola Hall. Went in there, and who knows after that, right?
Yeah. That's when he kidnapped Maya. Okay. After that, I went back to the bathroom and back to my seat. Okay. Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time?
Oh yeah, I saw that one thing.
What? You saw something else?
There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. He was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker.
I think we can forget about the alien. Mr. Powers' testimony just now was as vague as his verse. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clear. Although, it just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. Yeah? Okay. He gave some... Let's press on the other point of this. Get through. Ask about the person inside. So who took this something the bellboy handed off?
Actually, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm? And you're saying you didn't see the person's face?
Yeah.
I would like to summarize the testimony at this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes, it was just like that.
Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please, try to remember what was the bellboy handed off.
Well, let's see. I think it was... No...
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue. Oh. This. Figurine.
What was the point of that pregnant pause?
Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up.
It was me, Your Honor.
What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please, spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw... Was it this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
I recall we found this at Medengard's mansion. At the defendant's house? What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Kelly's killer assassinated one Karita in his room, and then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then the bear being found at Mr. Engard's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Engard is the killer's client.
Order, order, order! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's all right. Your judgment is sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would happen later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to me, I'd show your friend Edgeworth. I forgot you know that too.
I think it's clear that there's no need for us to continue this trial.
But I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked.
Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright?
There's still a few points left that we've not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
Powers as testimony, the person who received the bear itself. All I saw was an arm, whatever. I mean, hang on. What is it about the bear? Is there anything? A wooden bear-shaped figure and it's covered in many thin cuts. What is that about? Kind of feel like that. I mean, it's only 2 dings if we get it wrong, but let's talk about the bear itself. I think it's fairly obvious. The bear itself is very questionable.
The bear? Mr. Wright?
This was found at Mr. Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Ungard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh,
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. Ungard who took this bear to his mansion.
well, why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Disaster averted. Of course. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Engard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. Can't believe it. Butler. All this time, he was the killer. The killer and Engard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Engard Mansion as its butler.
What a bold move!
The bear figurine was brought back to Engard Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was... Hey, he doesn't have his stitches in this picture. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Engard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad if the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, it's been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I have to try. I have to find something else.
What will you do now, Mr. Wright?
I plan to expose a clearly shaky place in Mr. Powers' testimony.
What? There's still another one?
There is indeed, Your Honor, and it's quite a questionable point. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
Okay, we did the person who received the bear. Yeah. There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave something to the person inside the room. Right. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of... Oh! Huh? Huh?
What? What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're gonna scream like that, then let's give us a good reason why.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remember who took the bear.
What? Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm. It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it.
You've got to be kidding!
Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
Order, order! It looks like you've dug your own grave yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bit was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt Engard is the Nickel Samurai.
Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Engard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, do I? What should I do?
Raise an objection, of course.
There is only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick, and I know exactly what it is. Your Honor, right now, we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, the very same figurine was found at Engard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
The real client?
Yes. Is this all?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client, and therefore the real murderer?
There's only one person it could be, because there's only one person who was also dressed as the Nickel Samurai, Adrian.
Adrian Andrews?
Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt Engard for the crime by wearing a spare Nickel Samurai. Ugh! Then the Nickel Samurai's arm that I saw, that could have very well been Miss Andrews.
But what about Mr. Engard?
If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. Then, finding this figurine at Mr. Engard's mansion?
It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either.
Because with this trial, come on, anyone can tell Engard did it.
Can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt onto someone else.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty, it's murder of all things.
This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I cannot give up.
Order! 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 All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game.
His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Huh? Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to him. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple. Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
Oh, boy. I see. Well, then the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare as witness in that time.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. March 23rd, 11:54 a.m. Yeah, defendant number 3.
Oh,
I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt on Adrian. This demon will pay. Mr. Nick! Girls, where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. Really strong power. Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe.
How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto.
Oh, that's good, pal.
And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are?
We still don't have any leads, but...
What? We don't have any more time!
If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I'm thinking to myself, I've got to keep the crowd going until Maya's been rescued. If I just run out of luck this time, is all our hope for naught? A tent. Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in the vestibule room. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe, is there a circus in town right now?
There's only one, pal, the very big circus.
Maya is somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Oh, okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map about a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry.
And I could see a mailbox from the window outside.
Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else?
What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like it was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or something. Now we play a sub-game where we... No! Not revisit the circus case.
I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck.
Good luck.
I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please, hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. March 23rd, 12:05 p.m.
Court will now reconvene.
The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have.
You've seen it before?
That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court of this bear's secret? All right. Why does she... Bear figurine. Okay, here we go. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, you take it apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity, with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's just a small jewelry box, just like a figurine. How did you know that?
So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship.
Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. Okay. Bear figurine. Okay. Elaborate puzzle. A puzzle? That's right.
But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
true enough. The people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? Know the correct order, can we take it apart? So you can take it apart? And how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in.
Oh, yes, I see.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed.
Oh, this is most interesting.
The boy and his new toy. Like he's 5 all over again.
Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on.
I think he's lost it. So what did you find after you take the puzzle apart? At its center is a small cavity. Yeah. And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it.
Huh?
It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
Then this was a present from you?
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for one. So it was a present from Miss Andrews? Witness, let's continue with your testimony. It's a complexity. If you don't know the order, you can't open it. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland. So I doubt there are that many people with this same bear in this country.
But this looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get what's inside.
Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same once again after it's been broken. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us. The two of you? Then, of course, that means Mr. Engard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. All right, it's a puzzle. Got it. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize. Huh? That there is one very important fact we've uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we've agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside?
That's right. That's what we're going to find out next. Yes. You are the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle. I've opened it.
What's in the box?
Yeah. Is this what you wanted?
What is that? It looks like a note.
Oh no. I don't think we need this. Do we? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Carita's former manager, Celeste Engard. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Carita himself. It seems Celeste impacts a very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on the spot. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Order! Witness, did you know about this?
Yes, I did. Heard all about it. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going in just a little space. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What's written on the note? That's right. At least that's what I mean. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop. I went through so much just to get my hands on it, and I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me this time. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent court. In her notes, Celeste Impact left to us a record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then thrown away by Engard, about about being engaged to Krita and Engard's role in destroying them, and about how she decided in her despair to end it all. And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. There's only one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Engard. Well, then, what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word! Matt Engard found this above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public at any cost. Right. It's Engard's fault that woman killed herself. And this time, he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. What terrible. What a selfish person. Yes, there are slimeball lawyers out there who will defend creeps like that, too. There's no room for doubt. Mr. DeKiller's client's goal was to obtain the suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems that we've come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Felix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know it. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay. There are two deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of these. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! Suicide note and figurine. Which one of these should I pursue? The note? Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Please wait, Your Honor. Man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I think Your Honor believes that Matt Engard killed in order to obtain this note. Yes, that's correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Krita until the night of the murder. If that's the case, I say that Matt Engard could not have known what was written on this note. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. Order. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgewood, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well in this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. The type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Matt Engard and the victim both felt of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And? The victim, Juan Carita, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Engard. Order! Mr. Wright! Yes, Your Honor? You don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you're confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking that I have the camera that was in that stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch, using this. Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
What? Matt Ungod's fingerprints were on there.
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place.
What am I supposed to say to that evidence?
I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Engard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that.
Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking?
Mommy, is that man the bad killer guy?
Shush, stop, don't look at him.
The way he's sweating is just so nasty. Phoenix?
Yes, Chief?
Have you figured out what we're going to do next?
What I'm going to do next?
Does running away look like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing.
Well, what is it, Mia?
There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into him when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? What item?
All right, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence that he has? Transmitter, spy camera, bear, note, figurine. I figure out what it is. It still needs to be counted, so let it go. We should present evidence.
But what?
I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. Huh?
In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing.
Hey, isn't that what I just said?
So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth.
But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence.
What?
Let's see. So we got, examine it when he had the chance. The only thing that's coming to mind that we just got was the suicide. The other thing, transmitter. We have the spy cam. We have the transmitter. The only thing I can think of is the note, because that's the only thing we just got. Let's see. Oh, maybe.
That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right?
Who knows?
Huh?
I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analyzed.
Oh!
So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impax or not, that has yet to be remotely confirmed.
Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting...
Mr. Wright,
Are you saying this suicide note is a fake?
Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Engard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? Dare you?
Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again.
There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it.
What?
Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself.
Miss Andrews,
you wrote this note, didn't you?
You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Engard. I did no such thing. Right. If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory.
Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution.
Ugh. That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note?
It is as the defense has stated. The handwriting has yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible.
That's impossible.
This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate.
Handwriting analysis, my butt. That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. And guard's guilty, look at him.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
Oh boy.
Oh. What is that sound?
It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe?
What is with him? What's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
What?
I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say. Besides, I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do.
Anyway, what's going on?
We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone.
This is terrible.
I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more.
Guilty! Guilty! Guilty!
Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't for us to come this far and... Oh!
What is it?
Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth.
I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after.
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch!
Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you gotta buy us some more time!
Court is in session. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying...
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but...
I am reluctant to do this, however. It appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow.
This time, I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for the day.
Please wait, Your Honor.
Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time.
For what purpose?
We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time.
But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and reconvene tomorrow?
30 minutes, please. Your Honor, that's all I'm asking. Please, Your Honor.
Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today.
I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
23rd, 2:04 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3.
Right, well, what's going on with Maya's situation?
The killer. It looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time.
Ugh.
Report.
Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time. Just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed them, sir.
But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away.
A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence?
Oh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over.
Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first.
We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran.
What?
Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now.
Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get into too much trouble over this.
When my hunger junk car, I'd say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me.
Oh, all right, just get here in one piece.
I'm on a mission, and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light.
Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this.
Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe? Answer me. No one can stop me.
What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well.
What was he thinking?
We've got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car. So no radio either. Also, if we don't get those items before they do, the police will take possession of them.
No, we can't let that happen.
Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Well, why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? Is there? Oh. We brought this up earlier. He has a tracking device.
That's right, there is a way.
What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. But we don't have his tracking device in evidence, but we do have Francisca who has it. Would she be the one to do it? Yeah. Why are you bringing up Francisca? I'm like, oh, I see. Try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Francisca. Does she even want to help us? Edgeworth? What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say Defense Attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict?
Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here?
Yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting process. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. To be continued, and we're gonna wrap it there for tonight. And we will finish this case and the second part of the Ace Attorney trilogy next time.